Alan in Miami, Florida. Hey, Alan, what's on your mind today?
Hey, Tom, how are you today?
Good. Good. What's up?
I had a very weird question, and I don't want to sound stupid or too conspiratorial, so here's my question. The Federal Reserve has been very reckless in their money management, and I was wondering, do you think it would be a good idea to get rid of the Federal Reserve and put the dollar back on the gold standard? Because the Federal Reserve is barely legal, and it's a private institution, and it's not really part of the government, and Republicans have basically taken advantage of things such as getting off the gold standard to just let the machines roll out and crank out money like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alan, first of all, the Federal Reserve is not being, in my opinion, irresponsible. I do have some concerns about the Fed being owned by corporate for-profit banks and some of the processes that are used by the Fed. But no, I wouldn't do away with the Fed. The two differences that I would make is, number one, I would make the Fed more transparent. Number two, I would make the Fed part of the Treasury Department. But you know, you're not seeing the debasement of our currency, Alan. In fact, if anything, inflation is lower than it probably should be. And I think the Fed's done a reasonably good job. The Fed back in 1929 was disastrous because their response to the Great Depression was to tighten monetary policy rather than expand it. In addition to that, if we were to go back to the gold standard, there's a reason why Nixon closed the gold window in 71 or 72. And that was that as the economy grows, when you're on a gold standard and your economy grows, you want your money supply to grow at the same rate your economy is growing. So if your economy is growing at 2% a year, you want your money supply to grow at around 2% a year so that the value of the money remains constant. The demand for dollars and the supply of dollars is steady, so that so you don't see a debasement or an increase in the value of the currency. And when you're on the gold standard, you have to have enough gold to back up all that money that's out there. And the problem that Nixon had was the economy was growing well back in the 70s. I mean, this is before Reaganomics, and we couldn't get enough gold to match the economy. And then the flip side of that is when your economy goes into a recession, you've got to sell the gold to maintain the value. I mean, it's just very, very messy. I think, frankly, that fiat currency for any country that has a substantial economy is a much better way to do it, the way that we're doing it right now. So, Alan, sorry to disagree, but thank you for the call.